morning, everyone, and welcome to Mantra Monday. Now, we have talked in the past about generalized anger and how to deal with that. If you're just angry in general, or there's a whole, area that you want to settle down your hot temper. But sometimes it's more personal. Sometimes it's more specific. And there's that one person who, wow, what is their deal? Just thinking about them makes your face red. Just the idea of having to put up with that person's BS is just, you just would like to punch a wall simply because it's frowned on for you to punch them. It's very specific anger that's between two people. Now, that other person may feel the same way about you, that your presence just infuriates them, and they would, nothing would make them feel better than seeing you fall into a ditch. But as we're all aware, it's not a healthy attitude. We understand that there are people out there who are infuriating, aggravating, frustrating. And they are looking to get a reaction out of you. They don't care what that reaction is. They just want one. And anger will do, because that's an easy one to provoke. We're trying to be better than that. We don't always succeed. They're just, yeah. And if it's really a case where that person just drives you up the wall, you have to figure out what ways you can put in place that you don't have to deal with that person at all. How can you avoid them? How do you remove them from your life? How do you, relegate them to the sidelines where they can't disrupt you? But in the meantime, till you've worked all that out, you still have to deal with them. So, how can you do that without letting that anger rise, without having that bile in your throat? How can you interact with them in a way that doesn't feed into their pathology? So that's the mantra we're going to be doing today. As always, it's in our standard format. The word we're going to be adding this time is mana. Like the Muppets song, Mana Mana. So it is Shanti, Prashanti, Sarva, Mana, do 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 do, Upashamani Swaha. Put it in the comments so we can all see it. Shanti Prashanti Sarva Mana Upashamani Swaha. Let's do some Ganesh. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha, 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 Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. All right. Remember, we always do a few Ganesh before we get going, just to clear the space so that the mantra we're actually focusing on can be as effective as possible. Okay, so as I said, it's Shanti Prashanti Sarvamana Upashamani Swaha. 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 And with that, I think we're going to put a close to our series on inner conditions. I apologize for any of those that didn't make it over to the YouTube channel before they got deleted off of Facebook. I may re-record those at some point so we have, a more complete set. I think we may be missing 3 or 4. But I think we've covered the vast majority of them, and we have those to draw upon, like I say, on our YouTube channel. So please feel free to go back and refer to those and decide if that's, any of those are something that you would like to work on specifically. As I brought up in the series, there are a lot of things going on in today's society that can trigger any number of these inner conditions. And so keeping a cool head is going to become increasingly important as we move on. There is a lot of irrationality going around. And so the more rational we can be, the more we can protect ourselves from the potential fallout of other people's bad decisions. That's pretty much what we can do. We can fight the fight, and in the meantime protect ourselves and protect those around us. These mantras you can use for yourself, or you can use on the behalf of others. Make sure you ask them first, but you can do a practice sending that energy to another person if that's something that they would appreciate. and they give you permission to do so. Um, we all struggle with feelings that work against our best interests. They are not there to help us, although sometimes we think they are. Um, they are, in the end, more toxic than they are useful. And that's why we've had these mantras to help us kind of ameliorate the effects of them and to keep ourselves on an even keel. When the sea around you is roiling and turbulent, the best thing that you can do is try to maintain a calm and steady course through the waves. I hope that you will join me again in the future for more of these series. I'm going to do a little research and see what I can come up with. As always, join us every Sunday as we live stream our services. And if you have any questions about, building a mantra practice or anything like that, stacking mantras, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have as the best of my ability. Until then, I will see you next week.